So, for the most part, I hate reality and competition shows. From my earliest memories of watching things like, well, the earliest seasons of The X Factor to Pop Idol to even more obscure shit like Soap Star, which was basically X Factor but for actors. I've just never really clicked too much with reality shows and competition shows and the like. I mean, besides watching like Big Brother really early on when the concept was actually kind of novel and interesting and not just like repetitive and like drama fodder. There are some exceptions to that. When I was younger, we used to watch things like Challenge TV. I was kind of a big fan of, sillier physical affair like Takeshi's Castle, and some more serious physical affair like Ninja Warrior, the original Japanese version, and not like any of the more modern adaptations in the Western countries. I think what that means is I dislike most competition shows, with the exception of like physical, like challenge competition shows, stuff to do with like strength and endurance. I'm actually quite fond of watching some weightlifting every so often, and the only reason I'm currently paying for a TV license is I kind of wanted to watch some of the Olympic events, so I ended up shilling out a bit of money for that, though I will cancel the license again very soon because TV is awful. Anyway, what I want to do today is I'm just going to do a quick video on an example of a good competition show, and like one that I really appreciate and I feel is a bit underappreciated, and that is NBC's S.T.R.O.N.G. S.T.R.O.N.G was originally broadcast in 2016. It was produced by 25/7 Productions and distributed by NBC. Among the executive producers was Sylvester Stallone, Holly Wofford, who was a producer for the American Ninja Warrior adaptation, and Dave Broom, who unfortunately created The Biggest Loser. Unlike that show, however, this one tackles weight loss and fitness with a much more healthy approach, I'd say. Oh, I should mention, by the way, there has been some behind-the-scenes controversy and drama to do with this show as well. I'm not really going to touch on it here because it's actually not that relevant to the quality of the show itself, but though I best like just throw that one out there before someone else decides to comment on it. Anyway, the premise of the show S.T.R.O.N.G is that 10 ordinary women are paired up with 10 professional coaches and trainers, all competing in challenges, tests of strength and endurance, leading to the final winning team coming away with a cash prize, as well as showing us that everyday people can overcome their limitations and become strong. So I didn't actually know this during my times watching the show and rewatching it, but according to Wikipedia, which I looked up just before, the strong in the show's title apparently is supposed to stand for Start to Realize Our Natural Greatness. There you go. Never came up in the show itself, but I thought I'd just mention it. The show is hosted by former US professional volleyball player Gabrielle Reese. Though, like many competition shows, the real stars are the contestants themselves, as well as the trainers, with their different personalities, their different approaches to fitnesses, and the way each other interact and kind of build up a relationship. One of the things I feel really helps raise the bar of this show above other similar competitive reality TV is that there is a focus on the physical strength aspect of it, as well as the fitness, and not just on weight loss. I mean, yeah, I believe fat loss is beneficial for people who are unhealthily overweight, including myself. But I like how it focuses more on those other aspects as well, including things just as like a good attitude, and even promoting like emotional and mental strength, and demonstrating like personal power and like personal endurance, breaking through your own personal barriers and like achievement. I like that about the show. Like other competition shows, of course, we do have eliminations. Though people are not voted out as such, there is the team who performed the least well in the contest, and there's also one that is nominated by the winner of each contest. They have to win their right to stay in the fight by facing the tower. Oh, the fucking tower. I would rather jog a half marathon than race against time through this multi-level monstrosity. You can just see clearly on the faces of the contestants and even the incredibly physically fit trainers the absolute strain and exhaustion of this arduous ascent. They're just barely clinging on to breath at the end. The fastest of the two teams to compete stays in the competition, as you can imagine. The slower team is, of course, left out of the contest. Though another thing that really kind of raises this show above other ones is that's not actually the end of the losing team's fitness journey. They may be off camera, but they do continue their fitness journey over the next coming weeks, which is a huge step up from other such shows where even the winners of certain competitions like weight loss, including like The Biggest Loser, they just regain the lost weight like because of what they've been doing in the process of the show. It's just unsustainable, and it's focused purely on the number on the scale and not like healthy habits and lifestyle, nutrition, that sort of thing. Despite this, and despite the fact there ultimately is going to be one champion of the show, as far as I'm concerned, everyone on this show is a winner. You'll find yourself easily rooting for like any one of the contestants. Maybe one or two of the trainers, not as much. Though there are no real villains in this show, it's just some methods and some ways of going about things aren't necessarily complementary, and there are like some tensions between some people, though it never really blows out and out drama like a lot of other reality shows thrive on. Oh, if there's one kind of thing about the show which perhaps does interrupt the quality a little bit, but I don't mind and is kind of funny, is when they do promotion for certain products, whether or not it's like fitness apps or Subway. I don't know, like the way they just kind of try and introduce it in conversation, it doesn't quite flow, you know what I mean?
Yes, this is all very authentic and natural.
I should mention as well, I do have a favorite team, but I can't really say what it is in this video, especially if I want to be spoiler free, because believe it or not, me telling you who the contestant and trainer is, who I like the most, weirdly does actually kind of spoil some of the events of the show if you're interested. People who've seen the show are about to, like, you'll know what I mean. And you can probably guess who it is if you have seen the show in that case. Which does actually bring me to the reason I'm making this short video today, and that is about seeing the show, because on the UK Netflix, which is where I've seen it, this show is coming off rotation on the 30th of September, which is this month, so less than 2 weeks away. So if UK Netflix is where you watch things and you're interested in seeing this, you're gonna have to watch it pretty much now. There's only 10 episodes and sadly only one season, which is a shame because compared to like some other crap on TV, I do feel this show really did deserve better. It's got much more of a focus, as I said, on like the fitness and strength aspect and the attitude rather than just, you know, weight loss on its own. And I think honestly it just puts much more like positive and inspiring content out there than other such competition shows. Anyway, that was just me having a quick ramble on about S.T.R.O.N.G. I do recommend you watch it, of course, whether or not you catch it in its last days on UK Netflix, or if it's still available on other services, or, you know, if you may have to obtain it through more illicit means. I'm not judging, you know. But anyway, yeah, moral of the story is watch S.T.R.O.N.G. It's actually a good reality show in my opinion, which may not count for much, but you know, I'm quite hard to please when it comes to like competition shows. Anyway, that's about all for me today. Besides posting this video, I kind of have to get around to my own fitness journey and doing the chronicling for that, so yeah, I'm gonna get on with things, but watch S.T.R.O.N.G.